It's a little bit before 8 o'clock. I actually got up pretty early today. My goal is eventually to be on the computer by 7 a.m. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but that's the goal. Anyways, it's just very hard to get up in the morning. But I'm doing better. And I'm trying really hard to go to bed earlier, so that helps. I'm putting my nose ring back in. I know I just put it in yesterday, but I ended up going for a swim yesterday afternoon, so I took it out. Because it's so little, these things can just pop right out. There we go. It's in. And we're going to commence with just a little bit of makeup. Just a little bit. You know, I don't wear a ton. I watched some of these videos. They pop up on my feed because I was trying to learn how to do my makeup a little different recently. So now I get a lot of makeup videos popping up on my feed. Good morning, Morris. And God, these girls really cake this shit on. I would never apply as much product as some of what I see in these videos. As you can see, I do try to do very light. But some of these girls, they've got like with the all the crap on their face. And some of them, you know, are much younger than me. Don't really need, in my opinion, that much freaking makeup. But whatever. I know makeup's fun. If you're a dude who doesn't wear makeup, some dudes do wear makeup. But if you're a dude who doesn't wear makeup, then you probably just don't get it. But makeup is actually quite fun to do. Good morning, Namanj. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. How did everybody sleep? Maybe it's not morning for you, but it's morning for me. And I only woke up once last night, which is very good for me. I'm trying to be better about doing, like I said, a little meditation before you go to bed. That definitely helps. Let's put some eye gel on. Yes, I do like this eye gel. It's very, oops, don't get it in my eye. It's very refreshing. Refreshing eye gel first thing in the morning is a win, I would say. It just feels good. Naman. Okay, Naman, I understand. I got you. Hopefully I'll remember. I think I will. I try to only call people by their first name. But sometimes I forget, or I just glance quickly and don't really read it correctly. Okay, KPTI is popping up on my own scanner. I've seen quite a few things. And by the way, if you were in my stream yesterday, hello, Mythological Tales. Are you a writer? Do you write mythological tales? That sounds very interesting, actually. If you were in my stream yesterday, I was trading Ugro. Ugro, actually, I think is how you're supposed to say it. Wait, am I missing anything? Oh, yeah, the serum. I never get the serum. He loves me. He likes to write. I'm glad to hear that. I enjoy writing as well, although you probably write more than I do. I was trading Ugro, and it was struggling in the morning. It was struggling, and it wasn't a very good trade in the morning, but all of a sudden, and I'm not gonna lie, I did hold it. I shouldn't have, but I did. And sometimes it works out. Not usually, it's not a good thing to do. I don't recommend it. If a stock is struggling, just give it up. But I did hold it, and a little bit in the afternoon, that sucker went nuts. I think it was a short squeeze. I'm not sure, but it went crazy. And now it's at, I think it hit a high of almost $9 or something this morning. I don't know the exact amount, but it was at, I bought it at $4 yesterday, and it did drop pretty low yesterday. I think the low in pre-market, or like right after the market opened, was like 306. So you could have gotten in pretty low, 310, 330, and more than doubled what you put in, because it did go much higher than $8, and that is where it is currently at. I called out a level of 650. I believe, yesterday. I'll have to go check the chart because I don't remember off the top of my head. And it just feels good to rub lotion in, honestly. So I think the next level after 650 was like 12. Good morning, Tyrell. And user, welcome. So we'll see. And I think that was the all-time high is 12. I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head. Again, I'll have to look at the chart. I'm just going off what I kind of remember from yesterday. So we'll see what happens today, because that's quite, you know, in these times, what am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing. A stunning move. In normal times, that's not really 100% move isn't really that exciting, because sometimes we get like 300 or 1,000% moves. But for right now, how the market is, that was pretty darn good. And I didn't see it coming. But the way that it was trading yesterday just makes me think that it might go higher today. Although I did see somebody say that it's now easy to borrow instead of hard to borrow. Whether they were speaking the truth or just making something up remains to be seen. So we're going to check it out. Big Drink says nose ring. And what is your point, sir? Good morning, Mike. Mike is the friend that's been joining me for my workouts, right? Are you going to work out with me tomorrow? No skipping. I expect you to be there. Mythological is asking, do I know about Otherworld Kingdom? Are you talking about like BNWO or stuff like that? Or I don't quite know what you're talking about there. Could be a lot of different things, honestly. Okay, goodbye. How did I learn to trade? I guess I would say I'm pretty much self-taught. I learned on YouTube, I'm not gonna lie to you. I did, one of my favorite people is Ross Cameron. I do like him, and that's the style that I enjoy and the general trading rules that I follow that work well for me. What was I gonna say? I also enjoy watching, what is it, Trader TV Live? It's like a show based out of Toronto, Canada. And they're pretty good. They give a lot of really good info, but it's more like general stock market info. They will mention if a small cap is popping up occasionally. And they've also got really good training videos, I would say. I don't know who's on there currently. It's been a little while since I watched, to be honest with you. But I do love Neil. I think he's the black guy in the show. He's just a very cool dude. I'm not a huge fan of Sean. He's the white guy in the show. I don't really like that guy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Everybody else seems really cool. I think the other guy's name is Sharif. And then there's a girl who I love too, but I just don't really like the one guy. He's rather annoying, in my opinion. But it's a great show. It's a live show every morning. That's very helpful. So, but obviously I'm not watching it because I'm here with you instead. And like I said, a lot of the info just doesn't really apply to my style of trading at this point, so that's why I kind of fell away from it. EDBL just popped up. PAVS is popping up on my 10% squeeze scanner. In the Sky says, oh nice, I've been thinking about getting into that. Well, stick around and watch and see if it piques your interest. Good morning, Victor. Mythological says, launch my stock market course. I am not quite there yet. I am still learning myself. I don't feel like I would be adequate as a teacher. There are people who are much more knowledgeable than me. I'm still figuring shit out. It's a learning process. Yes, what are we doing next? Not that one. I did do that one already. This one. Anonymous says, are you potentially a goth mommy? I'm a lot of things, but I don't know if I would say I'm goth, to be honest with you. I think you got the wrong girl for that. I feel like, I don't know, I'm maybe a little bit too old for that shit. How long have I been trading for? About 4 years, I guess I would say. I got interested in stuff like that in 2020 and started looking at crypto, and then realized that I didn't really like how crypto moved. It can be a little bit too slow for me. I like stocks better. And, you know, I have people coming in this chat all the time telling, you know, asking about puts and calls. I don't trade options. If that works for you, great. I also have people coming in the chat telling me to give up trading, which is incredibly rude. I would never tell somebody to give up something that they enjoy. It's just kind of weird. And I don't know. I think the people that keep saying that probably failed and they want to see everybody else fail too. Just a weird thing to me. But, you know, a lot of people on the internet that are not very nice. Good morning, Zizo. Oh, Zizo's here. Welcome. Constantine is here and moderating. He's such a good moderator. Thank you, Constantine. I appreciate you. And then every once in a while, Constantine will put a little laughy face in the chat. And I don't always know what he's laughing at, but I'm glad he's amused. So I'm glad I could be entertaining for you. I think a lot of you have the same sense of humor that I do, which is very dry. It is a dry sense of humor. Good morning, Chalktown. Hello to Daniel. And Zizo says, good morning, my queen. All right, RADX was popping up earlier, but it pulled back in a big way. So I don't know what it's doing now because I don't have charts pulled up right now. I'm staring at my face, but we're going to go check it out shortly and see if it's recovered at all or what is going on with that one. And we're also going to check out UGrow and see how that one's looking, if it is going to keep going today or if it's going to pull back. I have a feeling it's going to be a multi-day runner. I just think. Predator comes in the chat thinking he can tell me what to do, and alas, he is wrong. I do not take instruction from random people on the internet. Good morning, Ray. I hope you have a wonderful day as well. Oh yeah. We are almost done here, and we will move into the other room. I already made my tea. I already have my water ready to go. So I feel like I'm kind of on top of things this morning. Tim is in the chat. Welcome. Nick loves to watch me do my makeup. Thank you. I think a lot of you do. That's why I start this way. Well, because I'm going to be doing it anyway, so why not chat with you while I do it and you kind of enjoy it. So I think it's a win-win. And who needs a heated eyelash curler when you can just heat it up with a lighter and it works a lot better, I think. Nick loves my headband. Thank you for that. You guys are always asking what my favorite color is, and it is yellow. So this, I like that this has a little yellow in it. It looks kind of vintagey. Okay. And really, I should do another eyelash lift. It's been quite a while, but it's, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a pain in the butt to do, and it only lasts a few weeks, so that doesn't give me a whole lot of motivation. Hello, Australian friend. Mr. John, where in Australia are you tuning in from? Put a little of this on. I should not talk, or I might poke my eye. What am I lighting on fire? It was an eyelash curler. to heat up the curler because my eyelashes are quite straight and they listen better when the curler is heated up. That is why. Don't worry, it's not a crack pipe. Okay, Zizo's off. Thanks for stopping by and saying hello. And he sends me a bunch of rose emojis. Zizo is such a romantic. I can tell. We've never had a conversation, but he's always leaving comments on my videos, and I can just tell he's a very romantic person. Let's do a little lip something or other. I don't know if that blush looks even, but I don't know if I really care that much. We're just gonna do this. Just kind of light. I don't know why I'm trying to talk while I do that. It's not very smart. And then we're gonna kind of blend it and just make it real subtle. Let's put some peach lip gloss on top and call it a day. It might be a little too pink, but whatever. At 8 o'clock in the morning, I don't care that much. All right, let me put my shoes on. There's hair in my face. Zizo heard me and is now putting a million roses. Careful, Zizo, don't overdo it with the roses or you will get put in timeout by the moderators because that's kind of spammy. Shoes. Oh, okay. Oh, there's a hair. Where's that hair? Speaking of hair, something popped up on my feed yesterday and it was about how to style curly hair, which I do have. I know my hair is at least wavy, but I'm thinking it might be curlier than I think it is. So I watched the video and I'm gonna try it the next time I dry my hair. So we'll see how it goes. It definitely gave me some ideas. We're gonna see how curly the hair gets. It's a little curly today, but I mostly didn't put much product in it and just let it air dry. So let's travel. Wait, first we say good morning to Mo. Say good morning. Whoops. There he is. Okay, now we travel. It's a beautiful day here. It was a little chilly this morning, which is totally fine with me because it's about to get freaking hot here in Florida. Okay, I'm gonna put you down. Nope, my ball. Got lots of balls on the table here. Why is this so bright? Blinded. Can I? No. Is that gonna? I don't think that's gonna work. I'll just leave it there. Okay. Fire up the computers. See what's what. Let's sip the tea. This is strawberry rose tea today. It's for immunity. It's very good, but it's a very strong tea. So I only left the tea bag in there for a short period of time because it gets a little too strong for me. And I actually just recently learned, I mean, I'm learning a lot of things late in life, it happens, that you're not supposed to just leave a tea bag in there indefinitely. Ideally, you leave it in for, I guess, 30 seconds to a minute. Does that sound accurate, would you say? I didn't know that, so now I know. Like I said, you learn some things late in life and it's okay. It's just okay. Okay, Ugro is just consolidating. It's trading between 875 and 762-ish. It's been there all morning. It hasn't really done anything. So we'll see if it does another move up. I mean, it had a little pop-up from the 762 to the 867, but it got rejected at Well, originally it was 875 and then it got rejected at 867. So it really has to break, I think, 875 if we're going to see more of a move up. I'm not trading anything currently, but I do trade small cap, gapper stocks. Small cap, low float are my general stocks. And there's other parameters I look at too. This is still too bright in my face. Okay, let me move the treadmill in its position. Hopefully it's not squeaky today because it's been kind of squeaky lately. But we're not surprised with how much I use it. This came unplugged. Wait, what's that? Okay, nothing. And let me grab my watch, which I've been charging for this exact moment. I hate wearing my watch on my left wrist. It just feels so weird. Even though I'm right-handed. I don't know how people do it. I always wear it on my right wrist. But since I use my right hand for a lot of stuff here, we have it on the other side. Computer, what seems to be the problem? Why have you not started? Oh, okay, come on. Did I put deodorant on yesterday? I think I did. Oops. Do I dominate weirdos? Yes, I do. That is one way of putting it. Interesting comment. Rather long. Rather. David says, get your rat out. I showed you the rat earlier, and don't call him a rat. He's a cute little squirrel, okay? He's not a rat. And apparently you're late because we did say hello to him on the way into the office this morning. Am I working out today? Yes, I will work out by myself around probably 11 a.m. I think you're asking if I'm going to walk on the treadmill, which in my opinion is not a workout, but I am about to walk on the treadmill. Big John's, random question, but he's asking, is Florida man a real thing? Asking for Australia. It is 100% a real thing. And, well, let's just say I've been single almost the entire time I've been here, and that's probably why. It is definitely a thing. So as someone who has lived all over the country, starting in the Midwest, to the South, I lived in St. Petersburg, Florida 15, 16 years ago. I lived in the Northeast. I lived on the West Coast for 13 years. I can tell you that Floridian people, and I'm sorry if you're from Florida if you have to hear this from me, are known for being weird. They're just weird. Florida isn't even like the typical South, in my opinion. It's not like Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama, Louisiana. It's its own planet, really. And people here are very strange. I'm sorry, but it's just true. And to give you an example, the first thing that came into my mind when you asked that question, I'm not going to turn the ceiling fan on yet, but I will probably get warm once I start moving. Let me start my treadmill while I think about the story that I'm going to tell you about Florida men. Because they can be redneck as fuck, okay? It's true. Let's take the hair down and see what it looks like. Ow. Try not to pull it out of my head. It is squeaky again. Maybe I need to put some oil on it. It just squeaks for a minute and then it seems to go away. Maybe it's just warming up. But maybe I need to oil it. Oops, I didn't mean to hit the pause button. I meant to hit the 2 mile button. Okay, let's try this again. Let me start my watch up before I get distracted and forget, because I did last time and then it wasn't recording the steps like we want it to. Okay, indoor walk, 2 miles. All right, now we're good. We are well prepared. Did I call any other stocks out? I've got Uber on my chart. I think I called RIDX. Let's pull that one up so we can just watch it. I think there was one more, but I can't remember what it was that was popping up on the scanner. Computer, why are you so slow today? What seems to be the problem? Work faster. All right, RIDX, Radio Farm Theranostics. I've never heard that word before. Theranostics. Therapeutic diagnostics? Is that what that word means? Theranostics. Anyways, it's pulled back. So I don't know if I'm not interested in it. Oh, and Uber is off the chart. Hold on, let me pull Uber down since it's all the way up to $8 now and my chart's still set at like $4 something. So we gotta go back up. There are a lot of sellers stacked up for Ugro. Maybe that person was right that it's easy to borrow now and will be shorted more. Who knows? We'll find out. My hair feels very fluffy today, is how I would describe it. Okay, back to my Florida man story. So there was one time I was on, I don't know, Facebook or some social media, and there was a photo of about maybe 3 men, and I think they called it the Florida hot tub, and it was essentially a pickup truck with a tarp in the back of the pickup truck, and they were sitting in a pool of water in the back of the pickup truck. So, you know, I think that would be a perfect example of a Florida man. When I think of Florida man, I think of somebody who is kind of dirty and goes fishing on his airboat frequently. Not very hygienic. That's all I got for you. JM says, I'm beautiful. Thank you for that. Mirza is wondering why I call myself a goddess. It is a financial domination term. If you're not familiar with that, PAVS is popping up. Let's pull that up. Then you can go look it up. It's a common thing that financial dominatrixes call ourselves, as well as princess, queen. I felt like goddess. Oh, PAVS is popping up in a big way. Let's pull that up on the big chart. Was more fitting for me. I don't really consider myself like a princess. That's more of somebody who, I don't want to say, it's almost like a sugar baby, kind of like a spoiled sugar baby, kind of, how I would describe it. All right, PAVS is at the high of the morning and the volume is increasing, and it came up quite a bit last night in after hours from 30 cents to 51 cents, which is a very significant move, and now it's up to, ow, I just kicked the treadmill, 63 cents is the high. So generally I do try to stay away from stocks under $1 because they can be a little more risky, but they can also be really good trades. It just kind of depends on the market. And I feel like a lot of times they all do well or they all do not well. And a lot of times these stocks under $1 will go right to $1 or $1.10 or $1.20 before they pull back. So that could be what we see here. Let's check out some levels of resistance. Oh, this is interesting. This is quite the U-shaped chart. Let's see. On March 16th, this thing went from $1.46 to 24 cents, which is more than a 66% drop. which is pretty scary. And then it had a big drop before that too. It was at like $2.40. So within a few days, it went from $2.40 all the way down to 24 cents. So it is recovering now. It's had an increase in volume. You could see a gap fill to, I would say, 117 or 189 are the next levels of resistance, in my opinion. So it could go, but it could also not go. These can always drop lower, and it's already had some big drops, so I would consider this a fairly risky trade. Delicious. Strawberry rose tea, highly recommend. Good morning, Henry and Duke. Just a reminder that super chats are on, and if you include a super chat with your comment, it gives it priority and I'm more likely to see it. But I do check the chat periodically when I'm not looking at the charts. Somebody was asking about my nails. These are not French tips. I wanted to try something a little different. It's like a little design. What do you think of that? It's like a twist. It's not a French twist. It's like a twist on a French manicure. What do you think about that? Duke says, how did we get your attention? Well, I looked away from the chart for a second. That's how. Hi, sweetie, to Dorothy. Okay, PAVS is, let me move the chart up a little bit because it's breaking new highs now. Just busted, oh, is it breaking new high? 6357. No, it went right to the previous high, 6357. But level 2 looks pretty good on it right now. It has a 10,000 share buyer for support, and nothing too crazy as far as sellers go. So we'll see what happens. It's 8:26. One day I will be waking up early enough to be here at 7 a.m. for the good trades. I feel like that's when a lot of the good stuff happens. 7 or 7:30. Not always, and then you're sitting here for an hour twiddling your thumbs. Or for me, another hour walking on the treadmill. Until it overheats and kicks me off, which has happened a couple times. But what do you expect from a $99 walking pad? I love this thing though. You know, I love my walking pad. I'm quite addicted, even though it's kind of squeaky right now. I'll have to read the instruction manual. I think it came with some oil or something you can put on it, because it did sound a little squeaky. Really, I should have a slave to do this for me, but we're not there yet. One day I will have house slaves. Somebody is asking if I want a better one. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but it's got to fit under the standing desk, because that's the whole point. I'm not going to use it if it's in a corner. You know, like one of those big bulky ones. This is just a small, slim one that just slides right up under the standing desk. That's why I like it so much. Julio says, have a lovely day. You as well. Martin says, can anyone join your conversation? Of course. Yes, of course you can. Okay, now PAVS broke that pre-market high. This could have a real move. It's just risky. That's all I'm saying. It's just risky. I mean, trading in general is risky, but these stocks under $1 can be extra risky. But it is recovering from a very large drop. So we'll see what happens. It's pulling back now again. Other than that, not a whole lot going on yet. I am watching. I've got UGRO pulled up and RADX, which was popping up earlier. Let's pull up RADX on the big chart and just see what it was doing earlier today. Because I saw it right when I woke up at a little after 7. I think that's when it was really starting to pop up. Ew. I don't like that chart at all, actually. I don't think I would be trading that one. It's popped up on my scanner a few times, but that chart is kind of yucky. I don't like it. I don't like it. Who is Seiko? I think that's what your name says. It says you are very beautiful. Thank you for that. Hello to Super Steve. I like that name. Jack is in here thinking he can tell me what to do, and alas, you will find that he is wrong. He won't tell me what to do. I have hair in my armpit. Let's see who else we got. Good day to Purple. Steve, your name is spelled wrong. Okay, somebody saved me from deleting that, or from reading that whole entire paragraph. Thank you for that. Rodin says, I still love you. Hello to you. Somebody says, hello, sister. Hello to you. Oh, Campbell is showing love from San Diego, California. I lived in Oceanside. I'm sure you know where that is. For many years. I love San Diego and Oceanside, although it is very crowded now. That's what I would say is the downside. El Paso, Texas. There's Jesus. Where's everybody else from? Go ahead and list in the chat where you are tuning in from. Jay is tuning in from Kentucky. Tech wants to know what my profession is. Well, my professional career is in healthcare, which I've been doing for almost 20 years. I'm not going to tell you specifically what I do, but I also am a financial dominatrix, which is where I get the majority of my income at this point, although I do still work in my professional career 1 or 2 days a week. I just dripped on my leg. Ew. Rodin is from Florida. Purple is from India. We've got a friend from Turkey. Shift wants to do cardio together. Then I suggest you follow my fitness channel where I do workouts live 2 days a week. It's called Fit with Fiore. Oh, here's Mo coming. Hey, where are you going? What's up, puppy? What you doing? You just came in here to check in and see? What a good boy. You gonna go lay back down? You need to go outside? Watch this. Mo! Patrol! Okay, so he has this little ramp that goes outside. If you're wondering what all that noise was, but there's nothing out there. I just thought it'd be funny to make him do that. Anyways, one of these days he's gonna break his leg doing that. I probably shouldn't do that, but it's kind of entertaining. Anyways, have I ever been to Kentucky? I believe I've driven through it, but no, I don't think I've spent any significant amount of time in there. Okay, PAVS just had a nice 1 minute candle, but I don't know if it's really going to keep going. Do I have... So I don't, generally speaking, I don't think YouTube likes me to talk about other platforms. So I don't say the names of any platforms, but no, I don't have the one that you asked about that starts with an L. But I have lots of links, and they're all on my profile. So you can just go there and check it out, I guess. Jack says, you know you're a baddie. Thank you for that. Is Findom a religion? Do men worship you by sending you money? That's kind of a strange question. I would not, no, it's not a religion. There's a kink within financial domination called religious or sacrilege play, which I personally do not participate in. Men do worship, but it's not in the religious sense. It's more of complimenting physical aspects that they found attractive, or even personality traits that they find attractive about you. So it's not really religious worship. It's very different. But like I said, a kink within financial domination is religious and sacrilege play. Occasionally you will see men leaving comments in the chat or on my videos saying that they're going to give up their religion and worship me instead. I discourage that because I do not participate in that type of kink. I'm a very spiritual person myself, not religious, but spiritual, and I do honor God, and I'm not going to encourage somebody to even speak like that. To answer your question. Am I fun? Do I consider myself a fun person? Well, it depends on your sense of humor. I have a very dry sense of humor. Constantine thinks I'm fun. He gets my sense of humor. Some people don't. I'm usually joking, even when I say things seriously. So, I think I'm fun. I don't really care if other people think I'm fun or not. Most people in the chat here think I'm fun because they're coming back for more. Or they're just perving, I don't know. One or the other. Stop spamming the chat, please. If you really want your comment to get priority, you can always accompany it with a super chat. Otherwise, if I see it, I will see it. Mo just came back inside. Disillusioned Dan. I just explained this. I don't know if you just came in after I explained it, or if you were maybe had something blocking your ears, but I literally just said that in financial domination, dominatrixes call themselves goddess, princess, queen, a lot of different things. It's what I would say is a financial domination term, and it is completely different from religious worship. I hate having to repeat myself. Mr. G, I can't read that whole name from here, says you are stunning. Thank you for that. Wanaman says, does that pertain to you? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, BD says, usually a coffee mug has a backstory. What's the story behind the mug you're using today? That's a good question. This is my Hawaii mug that I got in Hawaii when I went to Oahu. I guess it was like 3 years ago or something. It was a fun trip. However, something happened on that trip that I was not very happy about, and I'll tell you what it was, just because we're here chatting, and why not? So I had a friend for a very long time. She is in the same career field as me, and that's how we met. We were co-workers many, many years ago, and when I first met her, she's a little strange, which is fine. I like people that are a little weird. Ooh, CVV is popping up on the scanner. Let's pull it up. CVD equipment. I don't know if I like that chart. Why is this not loading? Let me pull it up on this chart. CVD equipment. Ugh. I don't think that looks good at all. I'm not interested. I'm not even going to talk about it. It's not worth my time. Okay, where was I? Back on the treadmill. Hold on, I need the ceiling fan. It is that time. It's getting warm under the hair. Okay, now back to my story. So, I had this friend, and a little strange. When I first met her, she was single, and in a very short period of time, she had reconnected with someone who was from her hometown. They started dating, and it was a very short time after that, maybe a couple weeks, they decided to get married, and I did not think that was a good idea because that's a very short period of time to make a commitment like that. But I would say in general, I hate to say this, a few of my most of my good girlfriends, as in my 20s and 30s, who got married, I did not feel like they were choosing the right person, and they're all divorced. So I'm just saying. But anyway, so they were dating for a very short period of time, ended up getting married very suddenly, which I thought was kind of strange. And he actually became a Navy SEAL, which was very odd because he's not what you would normally think of a Navy SEAL. He was very quiet and shy, and but he ended up being a Navy SEAL, and I think it changed him a lot, honestly. I've dated one Navy SEAL, and those are not good dudes. They're not. A lot of them are known for being cheaters and just not very good to women. I mean, obviously what they do is very admirable, but not good people, and probably not a good influence on him. He ended up, after a few years, having a bad drinking problem, as well as a very bad corn addiction, shall I say. Anyways, they ended up having a daughter, and as far as I knew, everything was okay. I don't think she even told me that they were having problems. So I made a plan to go visit her in Hawaii. This was, like I said, 2 or 3 years ago. And the day I was supposed to fly out, I was asking her for details, like where she was going to meet me, like where her house was, stuff like that. And she wasn't responding to me. So I started getting very nervous because I just planned this whole trip, and I was having a hard time getting a hold of her, and something just felt off. And I told her, I was like, you know, if you don't want me to come, no pressure, like I can still cancel it. And then she got back to me and gave me the information. So I ended up showing up. I was supposed to stay in their guest room, and then I get there and she tells me that they're separated. She's living in the guest room. I'm gonna stay in her daughter's bed, which isn't a big deal. I was more upset that she was having such significant issues in her marriage, and I'm supposed to be her best friend, and she didn't even mention to me that they were separated, and apparently it had been that way for like a few weeks. So that was not cool at all. It was very awkward and uncomfortable. If I'd known that, I probably would have rented a different place to stay, to be honest with you. And like I said, he had changed a lot. He had changed a lot, and it was just so. Actually, I haven't spoken to her since that trip. So, because the whole thing was just very. She didn't really make a whole lot of time to spend with me. I was just kind of off doing my own thing the whole time, which I don't mind. I'm a very independent person. It's fine, but you know, when you go to visit someone, you hope to actually spend some time with them. So it was just a very weird situation, and just made me feel, I don't know, like she just didn't want to be friends with me anymore if she's just not telling me stuff like that. So it was a weird, you asked for the story behind the cup. There you go. So I was very sad to lose that friend. But, you know, I'm very particular about the people that I let into my life, whether they're friends, relationships, whatnot. Very particular. So, there we have it. Ah! Whoa, that was close. I almost spilled the whole cup of water. Hold on, I did spill a little bit. Jeez. At least the computer's not anywhere bad. I have in the past, when I was eating oatmeal one time, somehow managed to flip a spoon of oatmeal onto a keyboard of a laptop and destroyed the laptop. So, not the most graceful. Nick says, I didn't read the other comments that you guys put because I was talking. But you say, she is, but we both would not be able to explain to her the job stressors. If the military, she wouldn't understand. you know, you're probably right, and I can't imagine what you have to go through to be a Navy SEAL. I know that's incredibly difficult, and you can get pissed off at me for saying this, but a lot of men, even though they can be strong, can be emotionally weak and break easily under pressure and under the influence of other people influencing them. So, you know, difficult situation for sure, but it definitely changed him a lot. My biggest thing is I always just feel, okay, hold on. OCGN, I'm moving Radix because I don't like that one. And CVV just had a big drop. OCGN, is that what I just said? Ocugen. I feel like I've seen this one before. I'm getting a headache. It's got some nice big volume spikes. Let's pull it up on the big chart. Oops, hold on 1 second. Who just messaged me? Just a reminder, if you're messaging me on this platform, you do require a $5 tribute to speak. Otherwise, I will ignore your message. What was I talking about? OCGN? Okay. OCGN. Ocugen. I don't like it. I don't like that at all. PPCB. There's a lot of stuff popping up, but a lot of it's just crap. No, I'm not done. Just stop. PPCB, is that what I said? PPCB. Propanc Bio. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't look very good either. PPCB. It's like fishing. You just have to wait for a good one to come around. It looks terrible. It's a very cheap stock. The volume doesn't look very good. Okay, moving along. What was I talking about? Thank you. Constantine, you're doing such a wonderful job here. I appreciate you. Because half the time I'm not looking at the screen. But yes, we were talking about men being in the military and how it can affect them, especially my friend's husband who was a Navy SEAL. Absolutely. But, you know, there's better things that you can do besides developing a drinking problem or a corn addiction. You know, go meditate, see a therapist. All the things that men think that they're too tough to do, right? Yes. CVV is popping up a little bit. It just looks kind of dead. It was a little bit better around 7 a.m., honestly. GR says positive vibes to you. Positive vibes back at you, friend. Nord says it's almost 2 p.m. by him. Well, it's 8:47 a.m. here. So where are you? Nick also says positive vibes. I like that. And Nick wants an exotic cat. What kind of cat would you get? You know, the first thing that came to mind when you said that, you asked about Florida men. This guy was not a Florida man, actually. I dated this guy probably like 2 years ago, honestly. And he is a physician at a local hospital. I can't remember if he's either Ukrainian, born in Russia, or Russia, born in Ukraine, or something like that. But he's, you know, from there, that area, and has this big, beautiful house. Went over to his house a couple times, and he has a Maine Coon. Is that a type of cat? I don't know if that's probably not even considered an exotic cat, but that's what popped in my mind when you said that. And this guy is so disgusting. he doesn't clean. He just, the dishes be like piled up in the sink. Let's just say it didn't last long after I went to his house. And I shit you not, his cat was pooping in the sinks. And I think he was just kind of allowing it. He was so disgusting. You would think someone who's a physician would have their shit together a little bit more, but no. And you want to know why I'm single? Well, not gonna date a cat shitter, someone who lets their cat shit in the sink. It's fucking disgusting. It was so nasty. No thank you. I'm good all by myself. A dog coming in the chat, thinking he can tell me what to do. You're wrong. Nick says cat poop can give you toxoplasmosis. Yes, you're right, and that's why it's dangerous for women to clean litter boxes if they're pregnant. I don't know if you knew that, but it's true. Not good. Yeah, and not healthy either. The other thing he did was he would just like stick food in the fridge uncovered, which really grossed me out. How hard is it to put something in a plastic container or a glass container or even a plastic bag? But it would just stick like a whole plate of food in the fridge. It's disgusting. Quite disgusting. I can't stand unhygienic people. Dirty. Ugh. Yucky. MD, I'm doing well. How are you, sir? 8:51 and not a damn thing today. What's today, Tuesday? Hopefully tomorrow will be better because I'm not impressed. Nick is also asking what's on my mug. We just went over this. It says Hawaii. It looks like a license plate. The 50th state is what it says. Yes, I'm not too impressed with the stock market this morning. It's quite boring. Okay, we have another Australian friend. Trend says good day. And what part of Australia are you in, mate? Have you had some Vegemite today? You know, I have to say, I make a fantastic meat pie as well as a chocolate pavlova. I do realize that's not usually made chocolate, but I added a little American twist, I guess you could say. But I make a very good meat pie. I'm just saying. I used to date an Australian, so perhaps that's why. Strawberry rose tea is so delicious. He is in the Central Coast. He is a pro trader. Excellent. Well, my friend, tell me what kind of strategy you trade and what are you looking at this morning, because for my strategy, I see nothing. I'm watching, and it's a vast land of crap. RAYA just popped up on my scanner. Let's pull it up and see if it has anything to offer me, because so far, nothing. There's nothing. I thought Ugra was gonna do something this morning, and it did nothing. It's been very disappointing. Let me pull Raya up on the big chart and see if it has anything to say for itself. RA. Oops, not Q. YA. Urayak Power Solution Group. Ugh. Looks terrible. Looks terrible. He's long on oil. Keep away from tech is his opinion. That's his input. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens with the war right now, because look, I did a whole political thing on Sunday. I won't bore you with that again, But all I will say is that Trump said, what was it, on Sunday, that he was going to bomb the crap out of Iran within 48 hours if they didn't completely give in. And then he realized what it did to the stock market, and of course capitulated. What was it, yesterday? And says that that they've surrendered or something. I don't believe anything he says. Nick just sent a $9.99 super chat and says, just wanted to spreadsheet, I think that was a typo, just wanted to spreadsheet positive vibes to everyone. I hope everyone is having a great morning. Today is a great day. Goddess Fury, thank you for being so wonderful. Never change and stay awesome. Thank you, friend. That was a lovely super chat. And by your random typo of spreadsheet, I'm wondering now if you are an accountant. Oh, I know you did. I know what you meant, but it was funny. But my question is, if your computer is autocorrecting you to spreadsheet, does that mean that you are an accountant or some kind of financial person and that you type spreadsheet a lot? I'm just curious. Oh, here come the trolls with a vengeance. Ah! I didn't mean to do that. I don't know what I just did. There we go. Oh, Nick is a nurse. I love that. I already liked you, but now I like you more. What kind of setting do you work in, dear? Okay, Raya's coming up a little bit, but I'm not trading that crap. It looks terrible. It dropped from 120 down to 48 cents, and that's just not appealing. I'm trying to see Nick's response through all this crap. Oh, he uses Excel for nursing stuff, he says. Maybe that's why it auto-corrected him to spreadsheet. Nick, if you heard me, what kind of setting are you in, if you're comfortable with sharing? You don't have to, I'm just curious. Trend is asking, what time frame do you trade, Fiore? I usually do pretty quick trades. So I have one chart on a 1 minute. I have one view on a 1 minute chart over here, and then this one's a 5 minute chart. And then if I see something that's kind of popping up pretty quick, I'll pull up a 15-minute chart, and then I'll pull up a 4-hour chart to check out like levels of resistance or support to give me an idea where it's going to head. So pretty quick. I am, usually in and out fairly quickly. Let me see. Oh, Nick says, I work in a rehab hospital, so we get our patients strong to be able to get back to their normal life after car accident. We deal with a lot of spinal cords and TBI as well. Ah, yes, I'm very familiar with that. One of my best submissive men is I forget the title, doctor of osteopath or something, but he's a rehab doctor. And I'm also, with my job, very familiar with that area. If I were to tell you what I do, you know very well what I do. I'm not a nurse, but I specialize in working with people with brain injuries. I'm not as familiar with spinal cord injuries, but I've worked with plenty of them. But I do love brain injuries. They're very interesting, always different. And part of my training, actually, when I was in college, was at the Shepherd Center in Atlanta. I don't know if it's still there. It was many years ago, but you might have heard of it. They specialize in spinal cord injury, brain injury, and they actually have a dual program as well, which is somebody who has a spinal cord injury and a brain injury. Talk about bad luck. That's not a good combo. No, I am not married. Soliz likes my belly button piercing. Thank you for that. I'm still looking, and there's crap. There's nothing on the stock market that I want to trade today. Not feeling it. 9 o'clock, and it's not looking good. I probably won't even take a trade at this point, because if it's this bad in general, then I just don't think stocks are going to hold up. So we're just going to chat and walk. I'm walking. You're probably just sitting there. Hey, but maybe I'll inspire some of you to get your own walking pad, and then you can walk while you talk to me, and then we'll both be walking. It's like we're walking together. Ooh. Do I have children? No. I have no children, so I can't be a MILF. Somebody else said I was a MILF. You have to have children. I have a fur child. You saw him earlier. I'm not going to make him run outside again because he might kill himself, but it was kind of entertaining. Jordan says fur child counts. I mean, he is a spoiled brat and very sassy. So he's like a constant 2-year-old stuck in the terrible twos, constantly trying to defy me. Ray says, how bad was the first hour of trading? I don't know. I actually, when I did wake up in the middle of the night, it was right around 4 a.m. So I did pull up and watch a couple of stocks. But I fell right back asleep, so I didn't really stay up that long. 4 a.m. is quite early. Lachlan, I'm just going to call you Jackson, says kids are overrated. That's what I hear. You know, everybody wants a baby. Well, guess what? It's only a baby for 12 months, and then you are tied to a child who in about 15 or 16 years will hate you. And you're tied to that person for 18 years. It's a lot of responsibility. I don't think people realize what they're getting into when they have children. But, you know, some people, it's great. Like, one of my friends, she has a 7-year-old daughter who is adorable. Like, she is just the sweetest little girl. And, like, she makes me want to have children. But the rest of them, no. I also have a soft spot for disabled children. I would honestly prefer disabled children over normal, entitled children any day. I cannot stand entitled children. Please don't raise your children like that. Please make them behave when they're in public. Don't let them run around like maniacs. And teach them how to have respect for other people, because those are going to be terrible adults. I see too much of it. AIB. Let's pull it up. CBB is crap. Let's see if AIB has anything to offer us. Blockchain digital. 174. Let's see what this crap looks like. AIB. AIB. I already told you I'm probably not going to trade it, but I'm just watching. Wow. This thing went from 165 to 205, and then went all the way back down plus some. So even if this thing pops up, I would not trust it. It could just get rejected, and I don't know if this was shorted or what, but I wouldn't trade it, personally. It does have, the level 2 doesn't look that great either to me. So that's my 2 cents. It's a shame that we have to remove all these comments from people who have nothing better to do than to troll the internet and cause drama. I'm here for fun, as are the majority of people in the chat, and if you are not here for that, I'm not even acknowledging people anymore. I'm just removing them, and so are my moderators. So you are welcome to join my chat and have a chat with me. Ask me whatever respectful comments come to mind. We can talk about trading. We can talk about financial donation, a little bit. But if you are not here for the right reasons, you won't be here long. Hello to Robert. And oh, Blazer, I can't read your comment out loud, but I'm curious to know if this was voluntary or you were attacked. Which was it? Because a lot of the people I deal with would be happy to have that happen to them. So if you care to share. Somebody's asking if I trade options. I do not trade options. I just trade the stock. Ow. I just kicked the treadmill again. Don't recommend it. See? Dawn says he'd pay for that kind of thing. A lot of people would. A lot of people would pay for a little pain. The type of pain I alluded to in my most recent video, which I had to cut down the original video to less than half because, well, let's just say a lot of it's not loud here. But I think you get the idea. Stop Trying is just coming in, obviously, because he's asking if I have a day job. I just got done talking about the fact that I'm in healthcare for almost 20 years. And no, I'm not going to tell you exactly what I do, because if you've ever had a stalker before, you know it's not very fun. So until I'm at a point where I don't work in my career field anymore, then I'll be happy to tell you all about it. But that's why I'm not sharing. I love my job. I love talking about my job. But we are not going to go into details here. Oh, Blazer admits that he did pay for it, and he volunteered, and it was recorded. He has the videos. I would love to see that. I bet it was quite entertaining. You probably can't post those videos on some platforms, but I bet it was good. David says, thank God for healthcare workers. Thank you for that. That's a lovely comment. Oh, Big Bird says, I hold myself in such a regal manner. Why, thank you. I don't really know how to explain that to you, but I appreciate that. User says, my name is Caden. Are you single? My nephew's name is Caden. Those two comments are not related at all. But, I am. We just got done talking about that as well. Cast says, just treadmilling. Well, we're trying to day trade. There's nothing to trade right now. It's a bunch of crap this morning. I'm probably not going to take any trades today. It's already 9:08, and the whole market of stocks that I trade is worthless. Can you do a dare for me? No. What have you done for me? Nothing. We have Brink from Serbia. I did kind of date a Serbian guy once. He was very attractive, but quite an asshole, I have to tell you. Not a good combo. Why can't there just be good-looking, nice people? It just doesn't exist, I guess. Oh my goodness. Please take your Jesus crap to another channel. This is not where we beat the Bible. And I say that with lots of respect for God and Jesus. I am a spiritual person, and it is important to me. I just hate when people think they can come and try to judge me, because if you knew anything about Christianity, you would know that God does not like it when you judge other people. So the fact that you're here judging me tells me everything I need to know about you, and that you're not really a Christian, because you wouldn't be doing that. It's quite annoying. And if you are trying to get people to turn to God or convert people, do you really think being condescending and berating them is the way to do it? No, I don't think so. Not very smart. Exactly. Bread says, judge not, unless ye be judged yourself. Fix the plank in your own eye before you go after your brother's speck. Okay, I'm paraphrasing, but you get the idea. Don't be a jerk, is what it means. Don't be a judgmental piece of crap. Yes, I agree, David. David says spirituality is more important than religion. Okay, I know I'm gonna get shit for this, but I personally think religion appeals more to people who are weak and need something in their lives. Because I don't really think that going to church every week is gonna save your soul if you're treating everybody like shit every day. So, just something to think about. Have I read the Bible? Many times. I was raised in a very traditional Catholic church. All our masses were in Latin. I wore a doily on my head every week. So, the people coming around judging other people are the ones who are ignorant motherfuckers who need to read the Bible. Yes. Am I a mystical advisor? No, I am not. I'm not here to advise you on mystical things. Yeah, well, bottom line, we'll all find out in the end, won't we? We'll all find out after we leave this earth exactly what the truth is. So, I guess so. I am drinking strawberry rose tea. I'm almost at the bottom of my teacup, which is actually a coffee mug, but there's tea in it. But it's quite delicious and refreshing. I highly recommend it. Strawberry rose. Good combo. ASNS is popping up. Let's check it out. I hate to be pessimistic, but I don't have high hopes for it or anything else in this crap market. 9:12 a.m. Stock market opens in less than 20 minutes. D. Jarius says some of these comments are ridiculous. I would agree with you. Okay, ASNS is having a little thing. Let's give the treadmill a break so it doesn't overheat like it likes to. ASNS. Okay, I'm going to pause you before you start screaming at me. ASNS. Actelis. Excuse me. We have a 5-minute candle that's up 28%. It's 51 cents. You know I don't like to trade under $1. But for shits and giggles, as they say, let's just pull up a 4-hour chart. It has a level at 67 cents and 72 cents. I'm not impressed. That don't impress me much. After 72 cents, we've got quite a gap up to, I don't know, $1.79 or something. So if this thing breaks 72 cents, we could see some movement. If not, probably not. I don't have high hopes. Not with what I've seen today. It looks okay on the 1-minute chart, but that's a 1-minute chart, so take it or leave it. Let's just check out some other info on it for in case one of you decides to trade it. If we have any, do we have any traders in the chat today? Besides Mr. Trend, who I don't think he probably trades the same strategy that I do. What's the word I'm looking for? Not strategy. I think it's an S word, but I'm having a hard time with the word right now. ASNS has an 8.3 million share float, 1.46% share short float. I am not going to read that super chat because it is not appropriate. Just a reminder to keep your comments appropriate or you will be removed, even if it's a super chat. And a very small super chat at that. 1.46 short float is okay. Relative volume's not that good, 0.64. They had news just now at 9:10, and they announced a binding term sheet to acquire Exaware, entering AI data center networking market. Okay. Blah, blah. Trend just warned us away from technology stocks. So this is a networking solutions company based out of Fremont, California. So at least it's not a frickin' Chinese stock or Israeli stock, because you know I don't like those. They can be quite misleading and trap people. So that's the deal on ASNS. You can trade it if you want. I'm not. I'm just gonna watch it. I'm just gonna watch it and see what it does. Moonwave says he sent tribute. Are you the one that keeps lying about sending tribute? Because that's really annoying. And if you are, I will block you with a quickness, because I don't care if you send tribute or not, but don't lie about it. That's just rude and annoying as fuck, honestly. Don't be annoying. Trend is looking at SQQQ. That is definitely not my strategy. But if it works for you, I'm happy for you. Ooh. Should we... We've only done 1.5 miles. I'm gonna get more than that. You know I try to get 10,000 steps a day. That's what they say. Ugro's coming back up. Ugro is the only thing I care about today. And I keep saying it wrong. Ugro, not Ugro. Ugro. I want to check those levels. I forgot to do that. Ugro was what I was trading yesterday. And it... I have no idea what that comment means. Hey, Dracula. Hi, Slay. Where are you doing? Is the question, what am I doing, or where am I going? I'm confused. Hello, so cute, with a weird name I don't recognize. Hello to Lava and Will. We have I guess a whole new wave of people coming in right now. What's with the wheel in the background? So the wheel is for spinning, in case you didn't know. It is a $5 super chat to spin the wheel, and it is financial domination related. So if you're not into financial domination, you may not like what's on there, and you may also not understand what's on there, but I'll go over it since you asked. I just started the treadmill, but I forgot to start my watch, so that's fine. Ooh, does that have another crack on there? Or is that just... I did crack it again. Okay, so here's the wheel. We have various tribute amounts, recommended tribute amounts, and then we have other fun little stuff like CBT. One of our friends in the chat was just telling us about his CBT session that he had recorded earlier, which I would love to see that video. We have SPH, which is small pencil humiliation. And then we have confession. We get an extra spin. Here, the chat chooses your fate. We have a task, because we know submissive men love tasks. And there's also an option for the dartboard, which means I will then get a little Velcro ball and see what I hit on the dartboard. And those are recommended tribute amounts as well. I have to warn you, I am actually a lot better at the dartboard than I thought I was. So the dartboard could get a little dangerous, depending on, you know, what you're looking for here. It is 9:19. Generally speaking, nothing happens in the stock market between 9:20 and 9:30. I don't do any trades at this time. So, Lava says he's broke. I'm sorry to hear that. 2 miles per hour. Sorry to hear that. Deeza says gorgeous. Thank you for that. When I first read your name, I thought it was going to say D's nuts. I'm not going to lie. But there was an A on the end instead. Somebody named Jasmine is leaving very weird comments on my videos. I'm gonna have to go in and remove those. They don't even make any sense. Bert wants me to turn my fan off. No. Why do you care about my fan? Ian is rudely asking if people actually pay for this. Yes, we had a friend named Kyle who spent about $200 yesterday and $400 on Friday. So the answer is yes, they do. Barely here says, babe, wanna get married? No, I'm good. Almost done with the tea and it's quite chilly now. Reckless says, rest in peace, Kyle. I don't know why you're saying rest in peace. He'll be back. He came back the very next day. He'll be back. Trust me. Kyle's not lonely. He just enjoys sending. If you don't have a kink for financial donation, then you're not going to understand it. I don't know how many times I have to say that. I guess I'm just going to have to keep repeating myself. Oh my goodness. The trolls are coming in hot and heavy. We're here to have a fun little chat and discussion, and you can either choose to be a part of it, or you can choose to be hidden from the channel and never seen ever again. Somebody's leaving me a paragraph in the comments. I don't have time to read a paragraph. And if you're calling my submissive Kyle an idiot, then I really don't care what you have to say. And your future comments will no longer be able to be seen in the chat. Ian says, I'm sure Kyle will be back when he gets paid on Friday. Well, he already was back yesterday, so let's take bets in the chat. Do we think Kyle will be back before Friday? What day do you think Kyle will become crawling back? Who is Kyle? Kyle is my financial submissive who was spinning my wheel nonstop, was engaging in a little subtle, friendly female. He was here on Friday and he was here yesterday. DS says Kyle's not coming back. Obviously you don't know Kyle or financial submissives. Yep. And besides, if Kyle doesn't come back, somebody else will. That's how it works. When one wallet goes away, another one fills its place. That's how it works. Usually the second wallet's bigger. Here's Zoran. I don't know what your comment means, so I'm not going to read it. I have a feeling it's somewhat pervy, so I'm not going to read it. Chris says another wallet opens. Exactly. That's how it works. You don't believe me? I don't care if you believe me. It's the truth. Let me drink the rest of my tea. Ooh. That is the end of the tea, and I'm definitely going to have to pee soon. starting the water. People are asking, what is a financial submissive? Well, it's exactly what I said it is. Somebody who is submissive financially, meaning they like to be controlled with money. It's not that hard to figure out. You could also just Google it. Keen says, how do you look so healthy at your age? This is a valid question, and my answer to you, as someone who has worked with many older people for many years and asked them what exactly their secrets are. Number one, staying active. Keeping yourself active, doing things that are good for your body, walking, cardio, swimming, running, yoga. Taking time to de-stress, yoga, meditation. I like to do chakra meditations. That's kind of my thing. That's what I did last night for about 15 minutes. Daily meditation, if possible. Lots of water, it's good for your skin. Let's see what else. Do not smoke. Smoking cigarettes is one of the worst things you can do for your health and your skin. You will look like a leather belt by the time you're 40 if you smoke regularly. Also, drinking is very bad for you. 1 drink a day is okay. Some would say it's actually good for you. Glass of wine, shot of whiskey, but just 1. If it's more than 1, if you're having 2 or more a day, then it starts being very bad for your health. I have actually worked with, I digress, but that's okay. I had a patient many years ago in a hospital, when I worked in hospitals, who was in his early 40s. I'm not making this up, this is a true story. He was in his early 40s, and he was an unemployed individual who I believe lived with his mom. And he was a major alcoholic. I saw him one time at the hospital, and like a lot of people in his situation, he is a returning customer, as we like to say. And a few months later, I saw him again. And the second time I saw him, his brain was completely mush. He could not answer basic questions. He could not hold a basic conversation. And he was a nasty piece of shit, honestly. The first time I saw him, he said some very rude things to me. So I didn't feel that sorry for him. But the second time I saw him, his brain was complete mush. Alcohol consumed daily, large amounts for long periods of time. A lot of people don't realize this or know this. It destroys your organs. I have also seen people who are not that old. I had a lady in her 60s who could not walk without a walker because her sense of balance was destroyed from alcoholism. So people don't realize, but alcohol is extremely bad for your body. So that is my lecture for the day. How did I get on that topic? I don't even remember. Oh, you were asking me how I look good at my age. And that is my answer to you. That's my answer. The basic, and of course eating healthy, obviously. Lots of fruits and vegetables, and, you know, staying away from processed foods and all the crap. But everything in moderation, you know, like, I don't think it's good to do it over the top with eating healthy either. I mean, I don't think you should completely deprive yourself of treats or fast food, maybe once a month or something. You know, I think that's okay. To live a little. Elsa, I appreciate your super chat. Not sure if you have me here currently, but I'm around to help moderate. I appreciate you. I do have enough moderators in the chat right now, but I appreciate you offering. I do have quite a few. Hello from Brazil, I think. Dawn also agrees every now and then isn't a big deal. Agreed. And just remember to not spam the chat. Whiny, I'm talking to you. We've already seen that you're from Brazil and we don't need to hear it 50 times. Or you will be put in timeout by my lovely moderator. Is this a treadmill? Yes, I mean, they call it a walking pad, but essentially it is a treadmill. Ooh, it's 9:29. We have 21 seconds until the stock market opens, and we'll see what's what. I'm watching you grow. I said it right this time. That's really the only stock I care about today, and I don't even know if I'm going to trade that. I just want to see if it goes higher today, because this one moved. LICN just popped up on my scanner. We'll just pull it up and see what it's doing, if anything. Stock market just opened. Let's see what happens. Anything could happen. UGRO is headed to the downside. This might be people taking profit since it did rise quite a bit from yesterday. Yeah, we'll see what happens. UGRO needs to break, what did I say, like 875 to see anything remarkable here. Why does my hair look so crazy right now? There's no taming this mop. Ah! How's the oil prices? I don't know, I'm not watching it. That's not it. I can only have my two eyes on so many things. Thank you. Elsa is asking if I've ever considered doing day trading courses. Somebody asked this earlier today. I do not know enough about trading to do courses, so I would not make courses until I know enough. And the other thing is, if I were to ever make courses, there would have to be a way where you could see my screen, and I know some people, ooh, UGRO is popping up now. Is it gonna break? Is it gonna break? But it would have to be a program where I could show my screen so people could see what I'm talking about, and I don't know how to do that. I'm not very good with technology, I'll be honest. Ooh, I think it might break. I think it might. I'm not promising anything. But it is popping up a little bit. The volume looks lovely. Martin is from SoCal. Where in SoCal are you, friend? And Dawn says, actually, your hair is really pretty. LMAO. So I don't know if you mean that sarcastically or not. If you throw in the LMAO at the end. Oh, my back hurts today. Okay, UGRO is undecided, whatever. It's trying to figure itself out. Desert Hot Springs. That sounds inland. And Jeff is in Orange County. Oops. I said this earlier, but I used to live in Oceanside, north of San Diego, for many years. I do love it there. I do love it, but alas, Southern California is a little crowded for me. I don't like being around a lot of people. It makes me anxious. Double wants me to be his or her fairy. I don't know what that means. HUBC, and I think WRD just popped up on my scanner. Shall we pull them up? Why not? Because UGRO is just dicking around. HUB, oops, not space, C. Hub Cybersecurity Israel. This is an Israeli stock. I can already tell you it's going to be shit. I'm going to already say no. We're going to go back to UGRO. And we're going to switch to a 1 minute chart. I was on the 5 minute so I can see better exactly what's going on here. I don't trust Israeli stocks. They like to drop like rocks. Dangerous. Okay, UGRO's coming back up now. We did have kind of a high volume red candle, so I would like it to see it go above that thing. But I already wanted above That red candle is 8.55. I already wanted above 8.75, I told you. ACXP just popped up. We're gonna take off HUBC. Crap, I already forgot what it was. What did I say? IXP? I forgot it was already. It goes in one ear and out the other. Oh, Ugro's pulling back. That was definitely not the right one. So I forgot what I just said. Was anybody paying attention? Probably not. IXP, you say? Is that the one that I said? Or are you just sharing ones that you trade? Mark says he pays attention. What was the stock I just said? Do you remember? IXP, I don't know if you're trading that, looks like crap to me. Ugro's pulling back. I'm not impressed. Let's see if it breaks the low of pre-market. Hello, Laz. Laz T. Do I make money off of what? The stock market? My career? Financial domination? What are you referring to? I am not done with my workout. Just stop complaining, watch. Oh. Ligmag says, my eyes are so beautiful. Thank you for that. And hello to Mohammed and to Yub, as opposed to YouTube. I get it. Haha. And Elsa says she was watching my stream from the other day yesterday when I was shouting Sarah at Kyle. Yes. I didn't want to yell too loud though because, you know, my neighbors would be like, what the hell is going on here? I don't know if they could hear me or not, but I also just don't like shouting. And it was pretty entertaining though. You know I don't usually do B-mail, but this was lighthearted. I definitely don't do home wrecking. I was not going to say anything bad about Sarah. But, you know, a light implication of telling her what he's doing was quite entertaining. What do I trade? Stocks, options, Forex. Stocks, not options, not Forex. Only stocks. I like to focus. Oh my god, ew. Another friend from California, Carlos. Where in California are you located, sir? Ooh, Ugro just broke the low, so that's not looking good. I told you I wasn't going to trade anything today anyways, but that was the only one that I had hopes for, and it looks like crap. So maybe people are right that it's no longer hard to borrow. Maybe it's easy to borrow and it's getting shorted. I don't know. I don't know. Northern Cali. And Carlos is in San Diego. Well, I said this earlier, but I lived in Oceanside, Southern California, and Santa Rosa in Northern California, if you know where those are. What in the world is wrong with you people? Ugro is actually halted down. So, I'm glad I'm not in it. Will says, a definite influx of weirdos flowing in here. Welcome to my life. Welcome to my life. We try to keep them under control. Because I just don't want that on my channel. And I value the people in my chat who want to be here and want to participate in a nice way. So it's easier if we remove the turds. Oh. Carlos says he's getting deployed in a few days to Iran. I'm so sorry to hear this, and we'll be praying for you. I don't like hearing that. Tuyub, who can't spell YouTube, is saying I don't spin the wheel thing. I spin the wheel If I get a $5 super chat with a request to spin the wheel, that's how it works. I don't just spin the wheel for random people. Andrew says, I truly am a goddess. Thank you for that. Brad, that is TMI. Nobody wants to hear about that. Do I only walk on the treadmill? No, I take my doggy for a walk first thing in the morning around the block, but I'm not going to take you guys with me because I don't want you to be looking at my street names and showing up at my house, obviously. So I do walk outside, and I do walk, I do a long run / walk once a week. I'll probably go, maybe Thursday or Friday to do that. I have had a stalker before, actually. Obviously, you never have, because you wouldn't be saying something like that. Do I lift weights? And Speed Racer is calling me Emma Stone. Wilford's calling me stepmom. I don't really care. I'm okay with that, actually. You can call me stepmom. Whatever. But I think you... Anyways, I digress. I forgot the other question already. Do I lift weights? I go to the gym on the weekends. I do weights for the bottom half. Like I do hip thrusts, weighted, a leg press, weighted. What else do I do? Some exercises, I don't really know the name of them. With weights, but I don't do too many weights with the upper body. Most of my upper body stuff is body weight. I swim once a week. I went swimming yesterday. That's why I have the bushy hair today. And you know, you might know I'm a pole dancer, so I do some aerial stuff. Mostly pole, but I do have an aerial hoop and silks. I have an issue with my, pretty sure it's my serratus anterior on my left side right now. So I'm working on rehabbing that before I get back on the pole. Oh, JM says he loves my YouTube profile picture. Thank you for that. I'm glad you enjoy it. My ex-boyfriend likes that one too. That's why I put it there. Anywho. Yes, I will be doing a live stream with another Dom on Thursday evening. We're trying to work out the details. My regular stream is at 9 p.m. and I think we're going to do the double stream at 8 p.m. So, should be interesting. We're going to get to know her a little bit. Oh, excuse me. YouGrow just opened back up. It's moving up a little bit. Not very exciting. I'm a weirdo. I'm okay with it. I will accept that. I am totally okay with that. I 100% embrace being a weirdo. Thank you. I take that as a compliment. Okay, I've got a lot of comments about my belly today, and since you're asking, I'm about to start my period. Okay, I'm a little bloated, and I really don't give a fuck what you think. So, I live in Florida, it's hot, and I'm walking. So, I hope that answers your question. Now you know. Brazil is watching me. That sounds very ominous. How is my day looking? Well, glad you asked. I will be live here for a few more minutes, and then I'm gonna go make my breakfast, and then I'm gonna go do a real workout, which I don't know what that's gonna look like yet. I haven't really thought about it. It's a little bit too far ahead in the future for my thoughts. And then I'm probably gonna go to Verizon today to try to get my new phone set up and situated. And oh yes, I forgot, I do have another live stream this evening at 5 p.m. for the adult platforms. I might go live on this one too, actually. It's a little quiet on those platforms and I find it boring. So you guys are more interesting to talk to. Jay-Z and YMT are popping up on my scanner. I don't know if I even want to bother, because in 15 minutes I'm going to be walking away from the charts and I don't want to be staring at my screen all day trading something that's probably going to be crap at this point. How far do I walk? I try to do 10,000 steps a day in addition to my workouts. Right now I'm at, no Siri, hold on, there's always discrepancy between the treadmill and the watch. The watch says 2.3 miles, 78 minutes. The treadmill says 2.66 miles, and I think 80 minutes. So I think the treadmill is probably more accurate. 2.66 miles currently. I would like to get to almost 4 miles. That's 10,000 steps. I don't know if we'll get all the way there, but I'm okay with whatever. My hip has been bothering me since like Friday, but it feels good right now. So as long as it feels good, we keep going. Thank you, Xavier. Sunny, I cannot answer your question in the chat. You will have to go to my profile and look there yourself. All my links are on my profile. And just a reminder that super chats are on. If you're watching this recording after, you can always leave a super thanks to show appreciation for my time if you enjoy it. We also have the wheel, which everybody wants to know about. It is a $5 super chat for a spin. That's how it works. And the dartboard as well. The dartboard's more dangerous because those are just straight up tribute amounts. On the wheel, you could get either a tribute amount or a fun little activity. Where am I from? I'm from many places, but I currently reside in southern Florida. Yes, southern Florida. Good. And when you come back, you will not be allowed to speak because you're rude. Why is there hair floating on my back? Jesus. Mike said good morning a couple of times. Well, just a reminder that if you want to get my attention, that's what super chats are for. You can always accompany your comment with a super chat and it will get priority. Otherwise, I'm checking the chat, but I can't guarantee that I'm going to see it. Nazren, I am in southern Florida. Wilbur, nobody asked your opinion. Nobody likes unsolicited advice. It's rude. And nobody likes to know it all. Hello to John. And HD. What up to Chris? You're not the Chris Thompson I know, are you? I realize that's probably a common name. Okay. And if you keep seeing the same crap over and over, you will be removed. Because I don't care. I'm doing well, John. How are you? HD comes out swinging and wants to propose marriage right off the bat. I'm going to have to decline. What is up to Jose? Sean is asking, how long does it take you to get profitable on day trading? That is a very difficult question to answer because everybody's obviously going to be very different and some people never get profitable. Some people can be profitable within a few months or years, and then some people are never profitable. So that is a very difficult question to answer. HD is begging for my hand in marriage, and the answer is still no. Good morning from Fort Bragg. Hello to you, Stephen. Kane says, can you imagine what I'm doing right now for you, my goddess? I don't want to know, actually, if you word it like that. Yeah, I don't know who that guy was talking to. Very weird. Do I trade crypto? I started with an interest in trading crypto, but it moves too slow for me. It is not something that I like to trade. I do hold a couple little positions, but nothing substantial. Hello to Mike. Thank you for that. I hope you have a lovely day as well. Is security here? Aw. Yeah, because Constantine has been working hard. Security and Constantine, you guys are going to be a good team. Will says, so much hate at the comments from some of these guys. You're telling me. Welcome to my life. You know, I've said this before, I enjoy live streaming for you guys, but some of the people that come in here are quite disgusting, honestly. It makes me embarrassed to call myself a human. Hello to Prime from Basel. I don't know if I'm saying that right. He says I'm awesome. Thank you for that. We like Fender coming in with peace and love in the chat. Those are the type of people we enjoy having in the chat with us. The rest of the turds can suck it. Keen of, I'm just gonna call you Jackson, says we call those disgusting people goons. That makes me think more of the word gooner, which in my world is not necessarily a bad term. I just call them trolls. That's what I call them. Good morning from Fort Worth. What is your name? Scott. Hello. Good morning from Washington State. Did I hear you say in your last live that you do day trading? Well, in theory, but today there's nothing to trade. It's a whole lot of crap. So, sometimes I actually trade. I did actually take a trade yesterday, and I did make between 20 and 30% profit. Could have made a lot more, but this is a not so great market, so I took my profit earlier than later. I could have actually made 100% profit based on my level and where the stock went, but it was too risky. Where am I walking to? Nowhere. That's where. Hello from Mexico. Hello, friend. And from Missouri. Welcome. Welcome all. Except your mom. You can go fuck yourself. Ryan says you do Findom. Oh my god, nope, my wallet. Well, less talking and more sending, because there was a turd in the chat yesterday who kept saying he had $2 million. But you know what? He didn't spend $1, which tells me he had $0. So, when you say that you like to be drained, but you don't actually send anything, then I think you're full of shit. That's what it tells me. TWC says I need a mod. I have 2 in the chat right now. I have 2. I don't know how many mods I have at this point. I have quite a few. Because there's just been so many trolls I have called out, and they have helped me. Am I Britney Spears? I look nothing like Britney Spears. What a strange thing to say. Yes. Rent-a-Dad says cosplay millionaires. Exactly. I concur with that sentiment. Oh, this hair. Out of control. Good morning. Good morning. I was not on Sons of Anarchy. I am aware that I look like the lady on there. Ray says, can I goon to you? Only if you're sending, obviously. Okay, somebody put the Britney Spears chap in a timeout or removal, because that shit's just annoying. Even the other people in the chat are getting annoyed with you. That's how you know you're a real troll. Tyrell is in the house. Welcome. BJ says, great attitude. I don't know if that's sarcasm or a legitimate compliment. Film says, any advice for someone trying to find a mistress? I assume you're referring to a dominatrix mistress and not like a mistress to cheat on your wife with. And you're staring at one in the face, so I don't understand the question. Why is this not working? Fine. We will reload. Okay. Jackson says, we genuinely love your attitude. Thank you for that. Well, you do. I don't know if the other person did or not. Hard to know if that was genuine or not. I am not from Seattle. I am not a nurse. Okay, and then that's just a lot of crap. If anybody has anything meaningful to contribute to the conversation, by all means, express yourself. Express yourself. Otherwise, go somewhere else. Where am I from? I just need can I put a frequently asked question thing on the side of the chat so I don't have to keep answering the same questions over and over? Or maybe you guys in the chat should just start answering the questions I've already answered 50 times. How are you doing? Says, I think you are amazing. Thank you for that. How many miles so far? Let's do a mileage check. 2.74 on the watch. 3.05 on the treadmill. So we're gonna say 3.05 miles. I think yes, I'm from Japan. No, I'm not from Japan. Therapist pays attention. He is correct. I'm originally from Illinois, now in Florida. Good to pay attention. I like to hear when my people are listening. And David, if you're listening, David likes to lurk and not participate, which is fine. That's allowed. He has been sending me for quite a few months now, but he's been putting off actually serving me for quite a while. So we'll see if he comes around. But David, if you are watching, I forgot what I was going to say. I'm ready when you are. And there was something else I was going to say, but I just forgot what it was. I hate it when that happens. What are we discussing? Well, we're kind of wrapping up the conversation, honestly, because the stock market's not doing anything. Normally I talk about day trading and I give you stocks to watch, but I really don't have a whole lot to offer you this morning because the stock market is shit. So tomorrow is another day, and hopefully we'll make some dollars tomorrow because it did not happen today. Yes. So just a reminder that if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, then I would appreciate if you did. Go do that. If you haven't liked the chat yet, then you should probably do that as well. If you haven't watched some of my videos, then you can go entertain yourself by watching those, and then leave me a comment and let me know what you think of them. Keep it respectful, please. I do care what you have to say, if it is said respectfully. Otherwise, I do not care. And Cain is claiming to be David, but based on the things that you have said, I don't think that you are David. I don't know that you are David. I don't think you are. PAVS is popping up again. It was popping up earlier, but I'm getting off the computer in exactly 1 minute, so I don't really care. Crazy just sent me a yellow pile of poop. I don't know what that means. And how you, oops, I just kicked the treadmill again. How you doing likes my attitude. Thank you for that. Wow, that's rude. Goodbye. I guess I have to address this because it just came up. Somebody's trying to promote other people on my channel. This does happen sometimes. And just a reminder, if you are another financial dominatrix watching this, promoting yourself on other people's social media and profiles is incredibly rude behavior. Nobody's going to see it because I'm going to remove your comment immediately. And it really makes you look really bad to people. If you want to make a bad name for yourself right off the bat, then by all means. If you actually want to participate in conversation and learn from me, I'm happy to answer questions. But promoting yourself is never a good idea. My subs are my subs for a reason. They enjoy my content, they enjoy my personality and my style. They're not just here to send to any random person. And that goes for any financial dominatrix. If you go on other people's social media profiles and whatnot, and you're trying to poach their submissives, you're just going to embarrass yourself. So please don't do that. I don't recommend it. Very embarrassing behavior. And my subs are likely to make fun of you as well. So if you want to go ahead and embarrass yourself, by all means, but I wouldn't suggest it. Okay, so what was I going to say? Yeah, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Watch videos. Like this live stream if you haven't already. Thank you guys for joining me. I will be live on the adult platforms at 5 p.m. tonight. Maybe also here as well. More than likely probably here as well. We're going to do a little, I think we'll do a little role play tonight. I don't know which character I'm going to get into, but it'll be something fun. 5 p.m. Eastern time this evening. Should be fun. And then of course tomorrow morning, I'm doing this like Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m.-ish. Sometimes I try to come on early, but there's going to be some days I just don't wake up that early. I was up early today. My goal is eventually to be on here at 7 a.m., but so far that hasn't happened. But 8:30 at the latest. All my links are on my profile if you are curious what those are. I cannot list them here or I will get in trouble. So you go to my profile and you check them out if you care. If you dare. That sounds better. Okay, have a wonderful day. Let's stop the treadmill and I will see you either at 5 p.m.